Alright everyone, thank you for the time to given to me to explain the material about the main idea and pronoun referencing, especially the definition and characteristic of the main idea. Definition of the main idea. The main idea is the most important or central thought of a piece of writing or speech. It is the primary concept or message that the author or speakers wants to convey to the audience. The main idea is usually expressed as a sentence or two and summarizes the key points or terms discussed in the text. It is essential to understand the main idea when reading or listening to a piece of communication, as it helps to comprehend the purpose, significance, and relevance of the information presented. So, the main idea is the main idea or thought that is produced in the text. Characteristic of the main idea. The first, clear and concise. The main idea should be easy to understand and not too complex. It should be stated in a straightforward manner that is easily digestible for the reader. Second, specific and focused. The main idea should be specific to the topic of the text and not be too broad. It should be clear what the text is trying to convey. Third, supported by relevant details. The main idea should be supported by specific details or evidence from the text. These details should be directly related to the main idea. Then, identifiable throughout the text. The main idea should be identifiable throughout the text. It should be a recurring theme that is evident in different parts of the text. And the last, comprehensive and all-encompassing. The main idea should cover all aspects of the topics that the text is discussing. It should be a comprehensive statement that provides a complete understanding of the topic. That's all my explanation.
Alright, thank you for the time given to me to explain about definition of pronoun referencing and the characteristic of pronoun referencing. The pronoun referencing, as we know, the pronoun referencing very important to make a reading. So when you use pronoun referencing can make your reading more concise and good. So we get we had get the definition of pronoun referencing. The pronoun referencing is the act of using a pronoun to refer previously mentioned noun or noun phrase in order to avoid repetition and make reading or speak more concise and more concise. So it means is when speaker and reader make reading with a pronoun reference. So reading and So a writer can more concise and more no word are repeated, and writer and speaker can get a great idea. So the next is the characteristic of pronoun referencing. There are 5 points the characteristic of pronoun referencing. The first is replaces a previously mentioned noun. The second can be personal or non-personal. The third can be subject or object. The fourth must agree in number and gender. The last is help to create cohesion. So I will explain one by one. The first is replaces a previously mentioned noun. This is the characteristic for avoid word repeating, so that reading can more consist. For example, like this sentence, this book very big. Nah, big can be pronoun referencing can be enormous. So the sentence is this book very enormous. The second characteristic is can be personal or non-personal. The pronoun the pronoun can refer to like this people, animal, things, idea, and more. The personal pronoun is people. You can use the word like the she and they. Like for example, he studies every night. The non-personal can refer to like these things, animals, idea. For example, this idea very important for development education. The third characteristic is can be subject or object. The third characteristic is can be subject or object. Pronoun can be used as a subject or object of the sentence. The pronoun subject like this I, you, and they. The object pronoun like this him and them. The third characteristic is must agree in number and gender. For example, if the noun is singular and masculine, the pronoun used to refer to it should also be singular and masculine, like this her or him. The last characteristic is help to create cohesion. This is the characteristic pronoun referencing uh, is can help prevent repetition of words so that reading is shorter. That's all my explanation, and thank you.
Alright, thanks for the time you're giving to me, and now I want to continue to explain about the paraphrase popular reading fifth. The title of the paraphrase is Music, Language We All Speak. The first is about the discussion director. What did you feel while you were read this article? For our paraphrase, I think it's article extremely important because from the music we can from the music is the music is the one of the art to compare tones or the sound. Music has undergone many changes from time to time, and uh, this is a phenomenon has been discovered by the scholar expert Pythagoras,
where he not directly the relationship between the tone and the physical dimension of the object. And many experts that music is the expressions of everything we express. The relationship between music and language will continue until now, but what is certainly is that both are human needs. And uh, what do you think the most important parts were? I think the most important is the music is the art, and the music uh, discovered by the expert name is Pythagoras, and uh, relate music uh, and the language. Illuminator is the main idea or the point idea in this our paraphrase. uh, is music changes time by time, and music has the characteristic and difference every sound, and the music and the language has relate, but it's not to expression that uh, and many and animal is and animals uh, didn't understand about the music. uh, for example, as like dog, he doesn't understand the music we we hear. And the third is vocabulary answer. Vocabulary answer, it is about the new vocabulary we found this paraphrase, like the compose, tone, undergone, instrument, uh, hackage, discovered, and so on. And illustrator is like the picture or the graph or the card from this paraphrase is uh, music, like this uh, when we hear the instrument, but it's only music, is not give the language or the sing, but it's music. uh, uh, every the instrument has the different sound and different characteristic, like the guitar has the tone. So when we uh, give them uh, like to ex, uh, exper, expression give expression what 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 we feel, we can expression by music, or the uh, by music. And as we know, the animal didn't understand the music. Like example, I have said, uh, is the dog is didn't understand about the music. And connector is the relationship about the music, our daily life. Music is very important to us because uh, with music, we can give expression. With music, we can has the motivation, uh, the new something from the music, and music is the someone of the tradition or the culture from the country. Music has uh, different 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 characteristic uh, and different sound and reporter and illustrator. That's all about to me. Continue by the last presenter. Thank you.
Now, I would like to explain the paraphrasing of popular reading 6. With the title, The Concept of Childhood in the Western Countries. Childhood is the most difficult time to control curiosity, which causes the nature of some adults to stick to them. Usually, in childhood, they learn like adults. That's because they always imitate every attitude of adults. They want new things all the time. However, some of the traditions from various countries conclude that children are something useful in the future. This is proven as in India. They have a tradition where children under the age of 6 or 5 years have work for the family. They will even force their children to work, even though this can damage the mentality and growth of each child. This requires more than attentions of the government that should pass law for the children. As time goes by, many countries have issued child protection laws so that now children can live their lives like a child, which can play, go to school, study, and more. Child labor has caused most of the world's children to lose their childhood, which was only filled with work. Maybe they don't even have time to go to school because they are focused on work. Now, children's rights exist in every country, so children must get a good education to support their future. Children now spend a lot of time at school to face challenges in an era that will be more difficult in the future, so that now children can live their lives like a child, which can play, school, study, and others. Now, I would like to explain the paraphrasing of popular reading 6. With the title, The Concept of Childhood in the Western Countries. Childhood is the most difficult time to control curiosity, which causes the nature of some adults to stick to them. Usually, in childhood, they learn like adults. That's because they always imitate every attitude of adults. They want new things all the time. However, some of the traditions from various countries conclude that children are something useful in the future. This is proven as in India. They have a tradition where children under the age of 6 or 5 years have work for the family. They will even force their children to work, even though this can damage the mentality and growth of each child. This requires more than attentions of the government that should pass law for the children. As time goes by, many countries have issued child protection laws so that now children can live their lives like a child, which can play, go to school, study, and more. Child labor has caused most of the world's children to lose their childhood, which was only filled with work. Maybe they don't even have time to go to school because they are focused on work. Now, children rights exist in every country, so children must get a good education to support their future. Children now spend a lot of time at school to face challenges in an era that will be more difficult in the future, so that now children can live their lives like a child, which can play, school, study, and others.